My son and I were having dinner. Suddenly, there was a loud knock on the door. Although I was scared, I still opened the door. Outside stood a homeless man. He asked if he could stay the night. Under the eaves, I settled him in the utility room and asked my son to bring him some food. The man ate heartily. Later that night, my son suddenly heard me cry out in surprise. He grabbed a wooden sword and ran outside. It turned out the cow in the barn was giving birth. Thanks to the man's help, the calf was born safely. When the man was leaving, I asked my son to give him some money. As a reward, the man wasn't interested in the money. He only asked about the boy's father. My son answered that his father had passed away. The man seemed thoughtful as he left. The following summer, the man returned to the farm. I remembered him well. I greeted him warmly and invited him inside. His request left me stunned. He asked if he could stay and work as a laborer, since the farm really needed help. I agreed to let him stay. He was quiet and worked diligently, but I began to feel uneasy, so I asked my son to keep an eye on him. If anything seemed off, he should tell me immediately. Every day, my son followed the man around to supervise, but being a child who had lacked a father's love, he quickly bonded with the man. I watched this scene with a sense of distraction. For a moment, it felt like a warm father-son moment. After a few days, I became less suspicious of the man. I began to feel a long-missed sense of safety from him. That night, I brought out some clothes for him to change into. I casually asked about the questions I had in my mind. Perhaps I touched a sore spot. He coldly replied that it was none of my business. The next morning, Meng Tian, the man from the village, came by with his usual charm. Since my husband passed away, he had been persistently bothering me. If it weren't for the man's timely arrival, Meng Tian might have gotten his way. After Meng Tian left, he brought 2 henchmen and planned to confront the man. But in front of the man, the henchmen were no match. Meng Tian was so scared that he kneeled and begged for forgiveness. That evening, when my son brought the man dinner, he excitedly mimicked the man's actions from earlier in the day. His eyes were full of admiration. A few days later, Meng Tian suddenly came by again. He insisted on taking the man to the village for drinks. The man politely declined, saying he was tired, but Meng Tian insisted and bought alcohol and food. He wouldn't take no for an answer. The group became unexpected friends, no longer enemies. One day, the man was mowing the grass. My son suddenly ran to tell me that he had fallen while working in the barn. Since the man couldn't leave, the neighbors took me to the hospital. During my hospital stay, the man took over all the farm work. Even Meng Tian and his 2 brothers came with a tractor to help. They worked together mowing the grass and storing the hay in the warehouse. Laughter echoed all around the farm.